Hey, how's it going? And welcome to Silver Station Lifestyle. It's Princess Brittany. Um, Today, excuse me, I got this little curl going on here. I just realized. Um, so today, what is today? Today is the 26th. Today is Monday, October 26th, and I had a challenging weekend emotionally because I decided to start recording the story of OJ through different videos. So thank you for tuning into this. But yeah, I got a bad habit of putting my hands in my face, which they say you're not supposed to do, but my hands have been washed a zillion times. Like they're so dried out from being washed so many times. But I wanted to share this. I voted, and so I got my voter sticker. I voted today, and my vote location, this is the luxury of early voting. You get a sticker. Well, I think everybody gets a sticker, but I voted in a courthouse, a very official courthouse. I voted. It was really fancy, actually. And one of the poll workers, was joking around, and he was like, "Hey, you can sit in the judge's seat while you vote." And I thought that was kind of ironic because today is it's happening right now while I'm recording this video. The Senate is voting on the confirmation of Judge Amy Coney Barrett to the Supreme Court. So I'm rooting for her to be confirmed tonight. And so I thought it was really cool that I got to. This is my first time ever voting in a courthouse. It just so happens to be my fancy, schmancy, schmancy voter location for this vote. And I did literally, like, the judge's seat was right there, and I literally voted, like, right next to the judge's seat. So it was a very empowering feeling. I mean, even the president didn't vote in the courthouse. Like, he voted, this is a really nice historical courthouse. He voted in a library. So I actually ended up with a better polling location than the president. Go figure. And the thing about it, I did not have to wait. That's the luxury of voting early. So I want to encourage everybody to get out there and do your part. It was not crowded. Maybe it's just my location. I have all those advantages, but it was not crowded because of the time of day that I went, because everybody was at work. And it was clean. As soon as I walked in, I had my mask on and I could smell sanitizer through my mask. Well ventilated, all of those things. So I got this handy dandy I voted pencil. Isn't that fancy? And I got my sticker, like I said. So I'm gonna definitely save these as mementos for the occasion. So I want to get into my first story of OJ. And I have to kind of like hold on to this pencil so I can kind of, might help with my anxiety. I get a little bit of anxiety thinking about this story just because it's so sad. And I promised myself that I'm not going to cry. Excuse me. But it's hard. The thing about it is sometimes tears just come when they want to. And I hope they don't come during this video. I hope that I can maintain my composure. But this particular story, we're just going to throw it back to the last time I saw OJ. And It was his birthday, and I decided to do something very special. I decided to fly his family out to Las Vegas and celebrate with him. And it was a really big celebration and situation. Um, I, I saved for months to do this. I bought the plane tickets, and I booked hotel rooms, and actually at the time I had a house out in Vegas. And so yeah, his family came and they stayed on the strip in the hotels, and OJ came and was at the house with me, and then we would all link back up and get together. So this trip was really something I looked forward to. It was a surprise for him. First of all, he didn't know about it until he got on the plane. He didn't know where he was going. It was his sister Felicia and his cousin Kelvin. Felicia happens to be friends with some of my other friends that OJ and I grew up with, that I used to cheerlead with as well. The Shaw family. I think she's more friends with Elena more than Erica and Alexa. But wait, is it Alexa or Alexis? It's Alexis. My bad. It's not Alexa. Sorry, Lexi. So I don't know. I haven't heard from the Shaws in a while, but we grew up together and used to cheerlead together and did a lot together. And so his sister Felicia is really good friends with Elena. So Felicia came. Kelvin used to kick it with us too. He was at the time dating my homegirl Chanel, whom I also grew up with. So I'm trying to think, did Chanel cheerlead with me? I don't know, but anyways, I don't think she was on the cheerleading squad. So my only regret is not inviting his mother. Yeah. And if I could do it over again, I would have definitely invited her. But this was more of, I think, like a kind of, like hangover. It was a total hangover trip, straight up. Like, it was wild. Not in the aspect of, like, we did a lot of, like, crazy stuff, but it was just, like, Vegas wild. And they say what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. So the only part I can say is that we had a great time. We went to some great restaurants and we had fun. Now, I flew them out to Vegas to meet me there in Vegas. OJ did not know what was going on, where he was going, until he got on the plane. And when the trip was over, we didn't fly back out. The idea was for me to ride back home and drop them off in Laguna. So we took my truck, my SUV. We piled into my SUV because I was like, okay, I'll use this opportunity to go back home and say what's up, see some friends and family. So cool, we did that. And this is the part of the story I can't tell you. I, being so distracted by this handsome, sexy chocolate man, was at the gas station and he's pumping gas and I'm being fast and we're in the middle of nowhere, okay? Thank God I'm responsible. I always have AAA. And I had not used up my 3 freebies on AAA at the time. So, we're in the middle of nowhere. I'm being fast while he's pumping the gas. And I get out the driver's seat and I proceed to flirt with him. And I accidentally locked my keys in the car, being distracted. Kelvin and Felicia had gone into the store to buy some things. But I did not lock my phone in the car. Okay, so that was a good thing and a bad thing that I didn't lock my phone in the car. It would have been extremely helpful if we had not taken, I think we took Route 66 or some sort of back road that I knew about from Vegas to Laguna. And we were off in the wilderness, y'all. And AAA could not find us on the GPS tracker. We were off the grid. Straight up. We were off the grid. I think it took me like, I don't know how long to get a signal. In fact, I don't even think I could get a signal on that phone. I think maybe we used Kelvin's phone to get a signal. Y'all, it was hot. It was hot outside. You know, it was oddly hot for it to be this time of year. Or was it cold? I can't remember, but whatever it was uncomfortable. It was uncomfortable to the point where there was a lot of tension. A lot of tension. And this is when OJ and I had our first fight. And it wasn't like a fight, like a physical fight. Like, OJ has this thing, like, it's like a death stare. You don't want to get on his bad side. Like, so I think that's why we never had, like, any real arguments in our relationship. Because it was like, I kind of didn't, I always just wanted to make him happy. And I always was just kind of, like, kind of submissive. Like, but he always made suggestions about everything that I wanted anyway, so it wasn't really an issue. And I'm not like that with everybody, just with him. So it wasn't like a death stare, but it was definitely, OJ has a way of making people feel stupid. I felt stupid as I don't know what. And it wasn't really him that I got into the argument with. He was really more irritated at the fact that his family was upset and the fact that I locked the keys in the car, and his family, Felicia and Kelvin, kind of were very irritated. Who wouldn't be irritated? I think we were afraid. This is like something that would happen on Punk'd. You're locked out the car in the middle of nowhere, and they can't find us on the GPS tracker. It took them hours for AAA to locate us. Y'all, they could not find us. It was scary. It was a scary situation, but thank God for AAA. So that tension from that incident really did put a strain on our relationship. And I think it was really because of the way that things happened. I, of course, was apologetic. I just, from a humble perspective, when we got back to Laguna, I was just like, it was a tense ride back. I was just really apologetic. Like, we had an amazing trip. He had a great birthday celebration. I had put so much of my heart into making this trip possible. And here I go, being distracted. That's some sexy chocolate. What can I say? And locked the keys in the car. I think Felicia was the most upset out of all of us. Her patience ran thin real quick. And the thing that really made it awful was that after that situation happened, I never spoke to Kelvin or Felicia again. Now, what happened after that is even worse. Kelvin ended up dying. He ended up dying from cancer. And it just really put a bad taste in my mouth with the fact that Kelvin and I had been friends for years. And Kelvin is OJ's cousin. I did not get a chance to, really like clear the air between him and I. So that really, when OJ told me that Kelvin died, I was just like, it hurt. It hit us hard. It hit us really hard. Like, that was hard to deal with. And then at the time, there were a lot of other things going on in our neighborhood with my old bestie Amber and Chris Brown and Trey Songz. And it was just, Lil Wayne. It was just a whole bunch of drama just that popped off all at the same time around Kelvin's death. And it was just like, it was just so much. So that is the last time when I saw him. And like I said, if I could go back in time and change things, I would, of course, but we don't get do-overs in life. And one thing that I can say is that I'm glad that I was able to give him that experience and show his family that love. Like, anytime that I'm able to do something like that for somebody, it is an honor and I have no regret for it. The thing about it is, OJ lived a very full life. He traveled the world. He did things at his age that some people don't even do in a lifetime. He's been places and had experiences at a very early age. We both did. And he didn't miss out on anything except for having a family on his own. He never had his own kids. He never had any kids, and it was something that we had talked about as kids, and that's another story that I'll share in the story of OJ, another episode. Baby names, that's something that we really did discuss long before we ever even had sex. So, and there's another episode, our first date. No, we did not have sex on our first date. It was very innocent, very wholesome. OJ was the greatest of gentlemen, very chivalrous and old-fashioned, very old-fashioned. Like, you wouldn't think he's somebody from my generation. He was like dating a 50-year-old man. So that is something that I have a little bit of peace with, in the fact that he's gone, that he did have a full life, but is still gone too soon and still cut short too early. But I wanted to share that story. And so shout out to you, Felicia, and rest in power, Kelvin. You were the coolest homie. We have so many fun memories together, hanging out and with our friends and with OJ, and just our crew was like, the squad was like so tight, like, and dope. Like, we were so much fun that you could not even imagine. The moments that we shared were like priceless, and I truly do value those memories. But I just wanted to throw it back to the last time I saw OJ, and that was his birthday celebration. And I would be interested in hearing, Felicia's follow-up on the story, or oh God, it's terrible. Felicia's the only person that's still alive out of the situation, Felicia and myself. So that is like, wow. We're so young to be going through all of this. It's like, it's mind-blowing. So y'all, just, when you have somebody, love your family and your friends. That's all I gotta say, is keep the people that are close to you, cherish and adore them, because the memories that you share, don't ever take anything for granted, because it's so priceless. Like, it's priceless. So that's all I gotta say. In the next episode, I'll probably talk about our first date, and don't expect nothing kinky. It's very innocent. So, peace. I hope you enjoyed that.